Yo, guys, this wasn't completely planned to all, but I swear to God, bro, he just farted and the season stunk just like his fucking fart. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sorry about that, bro.
This is disgusting. Oh my God, man. Don't give me flashbacks to the season, man. Holy shit.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna remove the nose barrier.
Don't stink that bad
A
anymore.
little better.
Relax.
A little better.
But anyway, guys.
We're keeping that in. This is not a cut or anything. This is uncut. As you guys can tell by the title, man, this is the Steelers 2018 season review, man.
If there's one word that I can really describe this entire season, it's inconsistent.
If there's one word I can describe it, is disappointing. You know, there was a lot of hype coming into the season. We thought that this team was going to be top 2 again, top 3, one of the top teams, one of the biggest threats in the AFC, and we don't even make the playoffs, man.
Yeah, we go 9-6-1, and last year we went 13-3.
Yeah.
We were definitely one of the best teams last year, and we went one and done. This year, we don't even make the playoffs.
What does that tell you, man? It's pretty disappointing. It's pretty pathetic, honestly.
It is, with the amount of talent that we got. Sure, we didn't have Le'Veon Bell or Ryan Shazier, but you know the old saying for the Steelers, next man up. And I mean, James Conner and Jalen Samuels stepped up big time, and John Bostic, who we signed for agency, I think he performed well for the season. They stepped up, but they just not just them, but the entire team just didn't do their job right.
Oh yeah,
as well as the coaches.
So
if you ask me, I don't blame this season really too much on the refs, because I know how a lot of games, like the Chargers game and the Saints game and all that, there were some blatant calls by the refs that weren't called, and there were some bullshit calls that the refs did call that should have been called. I'm not blaming, those games or the whole season on the refs.
Right.
I'm not, because Rocky Bleier said himself, a great team always, what did he say? A great team always overcomes those obstacles, and that's something that we did not do. And that's something that Mike Tomlin did not make this team do.
As did this entire coaching staff, and of course the ownership as well.
Exactly.
So, it's a very disappointing season, man. It was very underwhelming, man. We expected I think not even just Steelers fans, man. We all expected so much from the Steelers, and they didn't deliver. It's pretty sad. It's pretty disappointing, man. But basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna give our review about the season. We're gonna go down the line of the game, just give a short and sweet description of each game, basically, and head into how the team played and how the coaches and everything. So, let's just start with week 1. Cleveland Browns, man, 21-21 ended in a tie. That's basically all I need to say right there.
Yeah, basically set the tone for the entire season.
Pretty much.
Something that we didn't really think would, but looking back at it right now, it basically did.
Right.
I mean, time with the Cleveland Browns, who, by the way, had Hugh Jackson as their head coach. Look how they've been since getting rid of Hugh Jackson with Greg Williams. They've been a much better team.
Yes.
You can clearly see that. Easily. Like, that itself is very disappointing.
Right. It really is. And week 2 wasn't any better, man. The Kansas City Chiefs, basically we underestimated Patrick Mahomes. At the same time, we didn't have much game plan on him. But still, man, you can't go in underestimating any talent. Patrick Mahomes is probably the MVP of the year, in my opinion, man.
I say so.
I said before it should be Drew Brees. It's clear. It's clearly cut. It's Patrick Mahomes, man. Patrick Mahomes is a great, young, exciting talent, man. Going to be one of the best quarterbacks and most exciting quarterbacks to watch in this league.
In this era, really.
Exactly. So, week 2, Mahomes fucked us up.
Yeah, we lost 42-37 in Heinz Field.
Yeah, man.
Week 3, we got our first win of the season against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 30-27.
Wasn't a pretty win, but
it was one of the games where we did end up getting conservative.
Yes. And talk about conservative, man. Week 4 against the Baltimore Ravens, Sunday Night Football, man. Probably one of the more poor performances we've seen from the Steelers in recent memory, man.
And perhaps one of the worst performances, not just this season, but probably ever by the Steelers team.
And, of course, the defense completely, man. It basically, if you didn't think Keith Butler didn't need to be fired, then that game right there proved it. Yeah. It really did.
We lost 26-14 at Heinz Field.
Right. And, again, going back to your point of being conservative, man, I don't know why the hell we didn't get rid of him after that game.
Yeah, that itself was very disappointing.
Seriously. But we would eventually bounce back against the Atlanta Falcons week 5, man, with a great 41-17 victory. Basically started our hot streak.
Our 6-game win streak against the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens, the Panthers, and the Jaguars. We would end up winning 6 straight games. And that's another sad thing about the season. We win 6 straight games after going 1-2-1. We end up going 7-2-1, and then we have this debacle performance late into the season and still don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the season started very, very slow and very down to the point that we didn't know where this team was going. And then it picked up with a great 6-game winning streak, and we even said it ourselves, man. If you didn't think the Steelers were a playoff contender, then you're sadly mistaken. And looking at it now, man,
my God,
it's sad.
It really is.
And then, well, like you said, we go 1-2-1, and then we go from that to 7-2-1, and we have an embarrassing, mentally messed up performance against the Broncos. Several mistakes all over the fucking field. Grimble's fumble, Connor's fumble, Ben's interceptions.
His overthrown passes, him not throwing the ball very accurately to James Washington and Juju Smith-Schuster in that game, which were surefire touchdowns.
Right. James Washington's drop as well, man. It was.
And not only that, the players, not only didn't do their job correctly, but the Broncos, although they were on the rise at the time, they were still a very poor team.
Yes.
We played conservative.
Lindsay, of course.
Yeah, we played conservative to a very low Denver Broncos team.
And pretty much, now you could say this about the Jags game, but this game against the Broncos, it basically started how we played very down and limited and the ball and chain effect with this team against Denver Broncos, and it followed with the Los Angeles Chargers. Yes, I do think that the refs did screw us in that game, but it was still us, the Steelers, that blew a 16-point lead and choked in that game.
And again, like Rocky Bleier said, a great team always overcomes obstacles like that, and we didn't do that. And again, we got conservative. 16-point lead into halftime, and we blow it.
And we let the refs control the game, of course. Yes, the refs gave them 14 points. I do agree, but still, we did blow a lead badly. We shouldn't have gotten conservative. We shouldn't have let the refs control the game.
Exactly.
We took the foot off the pedal, man. That's pretty much it. And next week, man, how the fuck did we lose to the Oakland Raiders?
The Oakland Raiders, who were 2-10 at the time.
I understand the Raiders play us tough all the time, no matter how good they are, no matter how bad they are. They
or
always play us tough.
Where it is,
And I know we play tough. Well, I know we play pretty down in Oakland. I understand that. But you're talking about possibly one of the worst teams in the entire league right now.
Perhaps the worst team, not only the worst team in the NFL, but in the AFC.
Seriously. They were what? What were they at the time? They were
2-10. 2-10, and we lose to them. And we would lose. We would lose our third straight game after going undefeated for 6 straight games.
And going 7-2-1, we would fall to 7-5-1. I can't get over that game against the Raiders. That is just so fucking pathetic.
In my opinion, after that game, Tomlin should have gone.
Yes, I understand.
And Butler too.
Completely. I understand that we always play conservative, and we always play down and limited against inferior competition, especially the Raiders, and especially in Oakland. I understand the hell out of that. But it is the 2-10 Oakland Raiders who had probably the worst record in the league at the time, and then you look at what happened the next week against the fucking Bengals when they didn't have Andy Dalton and AJ Green in.
Yeah, the Bengals absolutely destroyed the fucking Raiders.
It's pathetic. It's I call it the Mike Tomlin effect now. That's what I'm gonna call it here. The Mike Tomlin effect.
Without a doubt.
Playing conservative, playing down, playing limited against inferior competition, underestimating inferior competition, and getting an embarrassing, ugly loss.
Exactly.
Pretty much. Now the next week, we would bounce back with a great win, which would boost up our confidence a little bit. We beat the New England Patriots 17-10, man.
In Pittsburgh at Heinz Field.
Probably our best win of the season. Probably the highlight of the season, honestly.
Oh, without a doubt. If you ask me, I don't care. This was my Super Bowl.
Oh,
I have never...
That sounds desperate. That sounds desperate.
Listen, not even in 2011 because I missed that game. I can't remember what I was doing, but I missed that game when we beat the Patriots. But I have never personally seen the Steelers beat the Patriots, and I've always wanted to. This was my Super Bowl of this year. Because I know how badly... we wanted to beat the Patriots. I know how hard it was to beat the Patriots. And I knew we could beat the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
It was just very difficult. But the fact that we actually did it, that just felt surreal to me.
It did. Now, granted, yes, the Patriots are not looking like the Patriots of old. They're not looking like the dynasty, dynamic Patriots that we all hate to watch, I guess. That at least to me. Yeah, I mean, yes, they were not really the old Patriots, but it was still a great team win. Still able to slay the dragon finally, man. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do the same. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do the same, or at least have an opportunity to do the same in the playoffs, man. Maybe next year, I can see Brady come back for another year. Maybe we do it next year, but time will tell. But that was a big confidence booster. And we head into probably the most anticipated game of one of the most anticipated games of the year, man. A game that we definitely could have won against the New Orleans Saints. We lost 28-31 in a very close game, a very great game, honestly. We had opportunities to win the game, man. It was just a few mistakes, man. Ridley's fumble, us putting Ridley in, that fake punt, which honestly I still agree with, could be considered very questionable.
But again, the thing that
fumble.
Yeah. And back to the fake punt, the thing that really set me off is where we were in field position.
Right.
I understand, and I agree with being aggressive. Listen, I agree, but at the time, with the field position and the amount of time left on the clock, I just don't think I would have went for it.
I agree, but I also do not blame Tomlin for going for it on fourth down. But again, it's the old football saying, man. Genius if it works, idiot if it doesn't.
Right, and it didn't work, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was a failed attempt to beat perhaps the best team in the league, and the Saints were the better team that night.
Yeah, they were. And then we head into the final game of the season where we got an ugly win, against the Cincinnati Bengals. We sweep the Bengals completely. So we split with the Ravens. What would you call it with the Browns?
Oh, we beat them and tied with them.
I guess you could say that. And then we swept the Bengals, which is, that's a given. And we unfortunately had to rely on the Browns to get us in the playoffs, and they failed us.
But we ended the season 9-6-1. We didn't make the playoffs, of course. The Ravens won the AFC North. Browns failed to keep our hopes and dreams alive.
And in my opinion, it was a very disappointing and poor season, man. This was not a good season to me.
To me, it was a very inconsistent season.
It was. It was a very disgusting season, man.
Very.
We all know the team that we have. We all know the talent we have. The talent is there. There's no question about it. The talent is there. The leadership is not.
Just look at the season. Ben had his first 5,000 yard passing season. He surpassed not only his career high but Steelers franchise high in passing touchdowns. We had Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, who both had 100 receptions and over 1,000 receiving yards. We had James Conner, who blew all the doubters out of proportions after filling in for Le'Veon Bell, and Jalen Samuels, who stepped in when Conner was out.
And that great offensive line, of course.
Yeah. And the defense, they were inconsistent as well. They had great games here, but awful games there. But the defense, overall, the pass rush and the front seven was great. The secondary was terrible, and we could not make turnovers whatsoever.
Outside two players, yes, and that is the main issue, man. The turnovers need to change, and that's where we need to go get a playmaker in the draft or in free agency. I think we need to make a splash in free agency. I don't know.
With the amount of money we got, I think we got $19 million because of all the money that Bell gave away.
That's not too many, but it's still enough to go get a splash player. And we need to make a splash in free agency, man.
We do.
We can't stick with this conservative bullshit. We can't win. We can't let all the poor teams go get everyone else while we get the fucking scraps, while we get the bones.
Yeah.
We can't let the fucking Raiders and the Cardinals and the Ravens and the Bengals and the Browns and all other fucking teams go get all the fucking meat, the pork, the beef, man, the bacon, the pig, the cow.
And all they leave is the scraps. All they leave is the bones.
All they leave is a dry bone for us. We can't be that fucking.
No, we gotta like grab that meat. We need to get that meat. That sounds fucked up, I know. But
Hold up.
We need to like fucking just get it, eat it.
Seriously.
Just fucking get that meat and fucking get that fucking top player that we desperately need because we need it. I mean, changes need to be made, and they need to make some splash plays.
Oh, yeah, totally. And splash moves, man. We need a effective turnover playmaker, man. We really do. Haven't had one since Troy. Probably won't have another one like Troy, but we need someone that makes some turnovers.
You can put Shazier in that category. When he was playing, he was causing all sorts of turnovers, interceptions, fumbles, all that.
That is true. And the coaching,
coaching was really a main factor of this season, without a doubt.
What can we say that we haven't said already with Mike Tomlin and Keith Butler? And
I'm gonna give Randy Fichtner, a couple more years, because I understand it's his first season being our offensive coordinator. He still needs to get used to all the consistency with the play calling and everything. Because I understand he hasn't done that since probably way back in college or something like that. So I'm gonna give Fichtner a pass. By the way, I think Fichtner had a very well year as our offensive coordinator. But the defense, he's got to go. And Tomlin, I think he should go, but I already know that we're just going to keep him until his contract expires.
Yeah. I mean, the coaching speaks for itself. Like I said, the talent is there, the leadership is not. The Steelers' offense played phenomenal all year, man. There were a few mistakes, there were a few down performances, a few down plays and everything. One main thing was, a few main things was Ben's turnovers. That was major.
Yeah. And the inconsistent running game. We abandoned the running game like eight games.
As well,
basically half our season.
As well as not finishing drives.
Exactly.
And leaving many points off the board, like the Patriots game. Although we still did beat them, I think that shouldn't even have been a
Patriots game, Broncos game, Chargers game. A lot
Raiders
of games. Yeah.
Even taking Ben out in that.
Even the
Ben
Saints
out in
game.
that Raiders game. Yeah.
Even the Saints game.
Seriously.
Like, we left a lot of points off the board. There were a lot of games we should have won.
Seriously.
We should be in the playoffs right now. We shouldn't be making this video until like maybe after
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, after we got eliminated in the playoffs, or after the Super Bowl if we lost or won.
Right. But seriously, and the defense, the defense is exactly like how the season was. It was a roller coaster of emotions. It was good, it was bad, it was up and down, everywhere. It was, in my opinion, it was a little bit more positive than negative, but not by much. The pass rush in the front seven was nice. The secondary had a few good moments, but other than that,
there was very slim positive of the season.
Still missed tackles, many blown plays, dropped interceptions everywhere.
Conservative with the games, the score, and the players and the coaches.
Right. So,
which is why we need to make some splash plays, whether it's a coaching decision or a player in free agency or the draft.
Right.
We got to do something.
Of course. But yeah, man, that's basically our 2018 Pittsburgh Steelers season review. Give us you guys thoughts in the comments below, man. Season's over. Nightmare's over, man. Let's just get focused on the draft and free agency and all that stuff. Very disappointing year.
Not a very inconsistent year.
Not a very successful year, man. But hopefully we can bounce back and do better next season, man.
And make some desperate changes.
Seriously. So, but yeah, man, that's the season. Hope you guys enjoyed the vid, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!